This tutorial for PowerDirector 17 is going to be for the complete newbie. The person that's never used PowerDirector or is having a hard time using it. I'm going to talk slow. It's going to be boring, but you're really going to get how to do this. The first thing we're going to do in PowerDirector 17 is we're going to need to load our videos into this top left box. That's the first thing we need to do. And how we do that is up here on the File button. You're going to click File. You're going to click, we'll put your mouse over Import, and then click on Media Files. When you put your mouse over Media Files, it's going to open a new window. Go find the video. It's on your hard drive. I can't tell you how to do that. You're going to have to know where it is. And then click the video, and it's going to load into this box. Now, once we have the video, we can now begin to edit. But before we do, let me shift your eyes way over here to the right on this box here. And you'll notice when I'm clicking the videos, that box is changing. Don't get confused, because I can literally hit play here and think I'm doing nothing where I'm really not. So let's have a look at the controls under here. This allows us to play our video. This allows us to stop the video and also send the video back to the beginning. This allows us to move backwards one frame at a time, so we can get that right spot where we want to add something. This on the right is the next frame. Again, going forward. This allows us to take a picture of the video, and it will place it in our in our box where our videos are. This box here with the little lines is very important. If you're playing and that video above in PowerDirector 17 is choppy or it doesn't look very smooth, click this and then go to your preview quality. This is going to allow you, okay, to tone that down a little bit. So you can set it for full HD or HDB preview or high under preview quality here. And I'm trying to zoom in for you guys so you can see it, but it keeps going out of whack on me. There we go. The more I turn this down, the more pixelated that preview gets, but the smoother it'll work. So if you've got a slower computer, you're probably going to have it on high or normal preview. It really depends on how much power your computer has to see this. So that's the basics of that. So now, let's get down to editing. Up here in the top left window again, where we've loaded our videos, we're going to grab it and we're going to drag it down to the timeline, and you're going to see that yellow line up here. And then we're going to release it. This gives us our video where we can now edit it. Notice the video's in gray because I clicked below it. If I click on it again, it turns blue. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see that. Gray, now it's blue. When it's blue, it means we are working on that particular area. That's very important. We can now play our video, and we can see the play hit over here. It's actually moving as it moves across the video. See it moving there? Now, or we could grab that also and move it. See that? And we can place it where we want. So let's say I want to put a slice there. I want to cut my video there. And I've got it where I want it. I have to make sure my video is highlighted. Notice when the video turned blue, we ended up with a whole bunch of more controls here that popped up. Let me show you that again. See how they all disappeared? Click on the video, we end up with a whole lot more. In order to slice the video right here, over here on the left, just beside the scissors, we have what's called split the selected clip. All we have to do is click that, and we've now cut the clip and put a slice through it. Now I can grab this video and drag it back a little bit, and you'll see I've now cut it. That allows me to add more video there if I want, or possibly this video is too long, or maybe during the video somebody was swearing and I don't want that in there. And I just want to cut out, 3 or 4 frames and remove that swearing. This allows us to do that. I'm going to move this down some more by just dragging it. And I'm going to go back there to top left again, and I'm going to split again and cut another one. So now you'll see I've isolated the middle clip. Now across the bar here where you see these numbers, and that's basically the time it takes to play, we can expand this way out if we choose. I can put my mouse over it, hold my mouse down, and start moving. Now notice how it expands. Or I can bring it up really tight where you can barely see anything. Now, sometimes people try and edit it where it's just within the window there. So this way I'm not having to use the bar to go back and forth, like so. So you'll be working on that number line quite a bit with grabbing it and pulling it back and forth on where you're actually working on your video. So what have we learned here? We've learned how to import our video. We've learned how to drag our video, and we've learned how to slice our video. Those particular things there is getting you off to a great start. But what if I want to add, say, text to the video? Up here on the left, we have other icons. And you'll see one of the icons is a T. If I click the T, we go into the title room. If you don't see this window that I closed just now, click the blue arrow, and that'll open it. Click on all content. This will give you a whole bunch of toys. If I click them, you'll actually see them showing up over here. Don't get all fancy. Pick the default one first and learn from the default one. And all we're going to do is drag it down. We're going to grab it and drag it down just below our video. Now let me show you something else here. I'm going to grab this, and notice over here the line's red. And then I'm going to pull it back. You see that blue line? See how that blue line appeared? That's telling me I'm actually right at the clip, is what that's doing. Now, when we get the text, and again, I'm back to this. If I click on the blue, click on the title I just put down, you'll see how it changed to a light green. This means we're on this. Now, I could delete it by clicking the trash can, or I can go into Designer. So let me exit out of that for a second, show you what I did. I click on my title that I brought down, and you'll see the words up here. And then I click on Designer. Or I could double click it. And it's going to open a brand new window. And this is where we get all fancy. Along the left side here, you zoom in, you're going to see arrows. I'm going to close this up by clicking the arrow. So this way, we don't get too confused. Our text is in here. So I'm just clicking once. Hit your delete key, hit your backspace key, clear all that out, and then type what you want. I'll put my bird. So now I have my text, and you also see the text located up here in the top left. You could type up there too if you choose. Now moving this is done by, you'll see I could shrink it. I could shrink all of it by going sideways. Or if I get the arrows going everywhere, I could move the whole thing. So I'm going to shrink this down. And then I'm going to get the crosshairs and move it over here. But what I don't like about this is when I go to shrink it, it's kind of moving everything. I can't just move the sides or the bottom or the top. See that there? So in order to get this where I can really mess with this properly, at the very top here, you'll see Basic, Advanced. I'm going to click Advanced. And it's going to give me more toys because over here on the left, I'm going to get my object settings now. If I'm in Basic mode, I don't have my object settings, as you see. And I'm going to need my object settings open to give me more control in PowerDirector 17. You're going to see where it says maintain aspect ratio. If I turn this off under object setting by having the advanced button clicked, I now have more control over this. See, only one side now moves. It's not all moving on me. So that really gives me a little bit more control on how I want my text to look in my video. Now, that doesn't look very pretty, so I'm going to click on the arrow up here of character sets. And then I'm just going to go down here and select a character. And that's going to automatically change my text over here, as you can see. And if I click different ones, I just pick the one I like. And I'm all good. Now, don't get confused because this box here on the left fills up. Remember, we do have a little scroll bar and we do have arrows. If we click these arrows, it'll close that box. So now we can see more of what we're working on. And while we're in the title designer, we can actually do quite a bit in here. You could literally spend probably a good day just messing around in here, getting the hang of all these controls of everything you can do to really get used to editing your videos in PowerDirector 17. I'm going to hit the OK button at the bottom. And now the text is going to show on my video here. It's also located here at the bottom. Now, if this is too long, I could put my mouse and make sure that I've selected this. I could put my mouse at the back end, and you see I got the arrows, and now I could shrink this down. And then the text is not going to show up on the video as long. So I could go here, and now my text shows up. So that's pretty cool. Now, what if I want to add music to my video? Everybody likes to add music, right? Well, let's go back up here and click on the disc in the media room. And we have a couple choices with music. And it depends on which version of PowerDirector you have. Well, not version, depends on which one you've subscribed to. I've subscribed to a subscription base that gives me everything. And you may not have this option, but there's a drop-down box at the top that says media content there. I can actually go down here and I can say background music. And it will give me a list of a whole bunch of music. Or you can download music off YouTube. They have a section there for that. And then you can just load it in the same way you loaded your videos in. You would go to your file. You would go to your import. And then you would load media files, find the music file, and your file will show up here. So I'm just going to select background music for now. And I'm just going to pick a song and drag it down. Drag it way down to the timeline and let go. That's all you got to do. And I'll put this back to media content. So now I've got a song down here. To start, notice where the playhead is. It's kind of over here off in the middle. I'm going to click the stop button. So this way, it makes it jump all the way back to the beginning. Just like this. So let me show you something. Let's say I click this video, and then I say go back. It didn't move. Do you see that? Let's say I click this video, and I say go back. It doesn't move. Click off in the gray area, and then click stop, and then it goes all the way back. That can be kind of confusing for some people. So if we hit play now, up here to see how this looks or how it sounds. And now we got some music. But wait a minute. It's kind of loud, isn't it? Really loud, actually. So that's really kind of loud. Let's select our sound wave here and move down into it. Now down here we have a line going all the way across, and when I put my mouse over it, I get these two arrows. If you hold your mouse button down and you go up, that's really loud. See how you got the yellow lines across the top and the bottom? We're peeking out. As I bring it down, you'll notice our yellow lines are kind of disappearing. We really don't want yellow lines. We kind of don't. So I can bring this down as low as I want. Try to get it, where it's not that loud. That would be completely silent. So I got to come up a little bit, right about there. Now it's not as loud as what it was. And now if I play it, it's a little bit lower. And you can play with this to get it at the right volume level. So if you're talking in a video, the music is really low in the back, and that's still kind of loud. So I really could even take that and come down a little bit more on that. That's probably better there. And that's really low in the back. So that's kind of cool. So we load our video, we slice our video, we add music to our video, we add text to our video. What's next? Well, I say we add a transition. And a transition is the lightning bolt here in the top left. It's called the transition room. You can also hit F8. I'm going to click that, and it's going to open. Transitions, and if you click all content, you're going to see them all. Okay? And they're all going to show up in there. And we got a whole bunch. We can get pretty fancy with them. If you click them in the right window, you're kind of going to see what they do. Like here's one, it's a blizzard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that down to where I split it. Remember where we split the video before? And then I'm going to drop it on there. Now you're going to notice it sits right on the video. And I'm going to back the video up a little bit. And now watch what happens when I play it in the top window here. I give it a little fanciness, didn't it? We should always split our video. So if I was going to split my video right here, remember, click it so it's blue. Left side now. And we want to split. We should split it wherever we're planning on adding a transition. So I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to add the chain reaction transition. And for the heck of it, I'll add, I don't know, this one called Crystal over here. So I've got 3 transitions in my project now. Now, again, I could hit the stop button to start from the beginning, or I could move my mouse and move my playhead to start down here. Just kind of double click it. I don't want that blue on. So now I hit play and watch my video on the top. There's one transition. Let's see what the next transition looks like. There's the other one. And now we're coming up on the other one we added. And that kind of had a little bit of flair to it, but not that much. So I really didn't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that transition, and then I'm going to hit the delete key on my keyboard. And that just removed the transition completely. Then I'm going to find myself another transition. Ooh, that one with the blocks looks kind of cool. And then I'm going to try it again. Isn't that cool? So you've now loaded videos. You've added text to your video. You've added music to your video. You're turning into a professional here. This is pretty much the basics of getting used to editing your video. Learn how to drop the video on your timeline. Learn when you're clicking certain things, what's actually in that color, because that's what you're actually editing. And take your time. Let me know if you want some more slow-going tutorial videos if you're really new in the comment section. If you do, I'll make some more. It's actually kind of hard. I got to slow myself down and then zoom in, so it's kind of boring, but for somebody completely new, they might really enjoy this type of video to where it'll get you up to speed with the real fancy editing stuff. At any rate, give me a like, subscribe, let me know in the comments, hey, I want to see more of these. Oh my God, this was awesome. This is my first attempt at this, and I'm really kind of curious if you're learning from it with me talking slower and actually zooming in on the actual controls. At any rate, guys, oh, we forgot to teach you one more thing, and that's produce. Yes, once your video is made and you're completely happy with it, you have to go up here to where it says produce and click it. And when you do, your video's now going to be ready to, some people call it compiling, some people call it rendering, whatever you prefer. I usually select H.264, and down here, if your camera is set to 60 MPS or 1080, depends whatever your camera is. Some people have their cameras set lower. Select it there. And then all you have to do is hit start. And wherever you're telling your video to go is where it's going to be exported here. This is telling you where the video is going to be exported to. Over here, if you want faster rendering, which means it's a little quicker, it'll be a little quicker at doing it. And then when it's all done, you take that video, you can upload it to YouTube or whatever else you choose to do with it. So there you go. Edit your videos, then produce your videos. And like I said, give me a like, hit subscribe, let me know in the comments if you want more of these videos. At any rate, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.